Yeah, all good. Morning. Yeah, I was just down the road in the chip shop the other night, and I was talking to this bloke in the queue. We just struck up a conversation about football, and he was a elderly gentleman. He sort of talked about his years playing football back in the day, and he was telling me like how his sort of grandkids play semi-pro now, and as you do, it's a bit of football talk, and well, we'll wait. There's a big queue at the chippy the other night for one reason or the other. But yeah, anyway, it made me think. I was walking this morning, and I'm thinking this morning, speaking to him how in the world of football, loyalty is often sacrificed for career advancement. Uh, you get some players, for example, in interviews, you hear them say about the individualistic nature of the game, where self-reliance is a key for long-term success. Professional football is built on competition at every level. Players compete for starting position in teams. Clubs vie for titles and trophies. Agents fight for the best contracts. It is a tough environment. In this environment, personal relationships they can take a back seat to professional priorities. A teammate today could be a rival tomorrow. That's the reality. You could play against a teammate today, tomorrow a rival. As transfers between clubs are frequent and loyalty is often sacrificed over career advancement. Even within a team, players constantly competing against each other for a first team spot, for example, for playing time, for recognition. Let's say, for example, like a striker could get replaced. Let's say a striker gets replaced and taken off, and the striker replaces him, or goes on to score a goal, and the striker that's been taken off, they might celebrate outwardly, but inwardly sort of worrying about losing his spot in the team. And I think that's the constant competition fosters an environment where trust and genuine friendships are difficult to build and maintain. So let's explore in the world of professional football. Loyalty sacrificed, you could argue, for career advancement. Professional football is one of the most competitive and cutthroat industries in the world. Behind the glittering stadium lights, the lucrative contracts, the roaring crowds, the harsh reality, friendships are often fleeting and loyalty is rare. While camaraderie and teamwork play an essential role on the pitch, the relationships between players, coaches, and even clubs are often dictated by business interests, personal ambitions, and constant pressure to succeed. So the nature of competition, professional football is built on competition at every level. Players compete for starting positions on their teams, club vie for titles and trophies, and agents fight for the best contracts for players. In this environment, personal relationships can take a back seat to professional priorities. A teammate today, I mentioned before, could be a rival tomorrow. You've been best of mates in a team today. Next minute, you're playing against each other. You could be playing against each other in international football, trying to get to World Cup. You could get transferred. And so clubs are frequent and loyalty is often sacrificed for career advancement. Even within the team, as before that, you get obviously so much competition to play in the first team. So clubs and coaches, you could argue and make a case for business first. Football clubs operate as a business, that we know. And like any business, the primary goal is to maximize profits and success. This means that even the most beloved players can be sold or released. You could be the player that everybody loves. You could be the top scorer for as many years, and you lose form, that's it. Coaches too are under constant scrutiny as well. They quickly lose your job as a coach. If results don't meet expectations in this high-pressure environment, personal relationships are often secondary to performance metrics. We've seen it before where a coach or a manager will start a new club and they'll bring their own staff in, or a manager moves to another club and they'll get a whole new series of staff. So for some players, this reality can be sobering. A club that once celebrated a player as a hero can discard them without even hesitation if their form dips or younger, more promising talent emerges. Similarly, coaches make decisions that seem harsh, unfair, such as benching a loyal player or pushing for their transfer simply to meet a tactical or financial goal. So that We know, and obviously you've got the media and public scrutiny as well. The media plays a significant role, I think, in shaping the narrative around professional football. Players, they highlight players' personal lives and relationships, even disagreements with teammates or coaches are frequently splashed across the headlines. This constant scrutiny makes it harder for players to form genuine friendships, who to trust. A misplaced word, a private moment can quickly become a public scandal, further isolating players from one another. So, we've seen it in the past. Many football, legends, past and present, openly talk about the loneliness and isolation that come with a career of professional football. While they may have shared moments of joy celebration with teammates, they often emphasise true friendships within the sport are rare. Some players have hinted in interviews I mentioned before. You hear him speak about the interviews, the nature of the game, where self-reliance is a key to long-term success. So it's finding the balance. Despite the challenges, it's not impossible for players to form lasting friendships in the world of professional football. Some players manage to build strong bonds with teammates who share similar values and experience. However, these relationships are exception, I think, rather than the rule. For most players, understanding the professional nature of the sport and balancing connections with career ambitions are the key to navigating in a competitive world. So, I don't know what your thoughts are, but it'd be great to hear what you think. But I think, in summary, in the world of professional football, the notion of true friendship is overshadowed by demands of competition, business, and personal ambition. While the game relies on teamwork and the collaboration on the pitch, often the reality is far more individualistic for players. Understanding this dynamic is crucial to thriving in an industry where loyalty is fleeting and friendships are rare. Ultimately, professional football is a career, and in the career, the only constant is a drive to succeed.